Hey there, cosmic adventurers! Welcome to Singularity, your one-stop YouTube channel for everything fighter jets, rockets, and the wild wonders of space. Today, we're blasting off into one of the coolest topics in the universe, the race to the moon. This isn't just about astronauts doing moonwalks or snapping selfies with craters. It's about humanity's big leap into the future, a cosmic treasure hunt for resources, and the ultimate stepping stone to Mars. Over the next 8 minutes, we'll zoom through why the moon is our galactic playground, the epic plans of global superpowers like the US and China, and why this dusty rock might just spark the next big space showdown. So grab your space snacks, buckle up, and let's dive into this lunar adventure. Space exploration is the stuff of dreams, and nobody's dreaming bigger than Elon Musk, the rocket-riding genius behind SpaceX. This guy wants to pack us all into his shiny starship and send us to Mars like it's a weekend road trip. But hold your spacesuits. Mars is a whopping 225 million kilometers away, a 6-month trek through the void. Sending signals back and forth takes 6 to 40 minutes, so forget about quick Zoom calls with Earth. For a species that's still figuring out how to survive a week in space without losing it, Mars feels like trying to run a marathon before we can crawl. Enter the moon, our friendly neighborhood cosmic lab, just 384,400 kilometers away, a 3-day jaunt with rockets like NASA's Space Launch System or SpaceX's Starship. It's so close you could practically wave at it. Before we colonize Mars, we need to master the art of space living, and the moon's our perfect practice zone. We're talking about nailing the essentials, whipping up air, water, and space tacos, shielding ourselves from cosmic radiation that's nastier than a solar sunburn, and building homes that don't crumble under lunar quakes. The moon's where we test drive our space survival skills before we take the Mars plunge. Now here's where it gets wild. Both the moon and Mars have caves. Think massive lava tubes that are basically cosmic Airbnb rentals. These caves are a game changer. They keep temperatures steady between minus 20 degrees Celsius and 20 degrees Celsius, shield us from micrometeorites zipping around like tiny space bullets, and block radiation that could fry our DNA. Setting up a base in a lunar cave is like moving into a ready-made bunker. No need to ship tons of concrete from Earth. It's cheaper, faster, and let's be honest, way cooler to tell your friends you live in a moon cave. Testing these cave bases on the moon will give us the blueprint for Mars, turning sci-fi dreams into reality without breaking the bank. So, what's the moon like? It's 3,474 kilometers wide, about a quarter of Earth's size, with a surface area of 38 million square kilometers, roughly 7% of Earth's. It weighs just 1/80th of our planet, and its gravity is a puny 1/6 of Earth's, so you could totally dunk a basketball on the moon. Fun fact, it's got spots called mass concentrators, where denser material makes gravity a tad stronger. Perfect for parking a sturdy lunar base. But the real magic? The moon's a galactic gold mine. Helium-3, a super-rare isotope, is sprinkled all over the lunar soil, especially in sunny equatorial zones hit hard by solar wind. With up to 1 million tons possibly on the moon, the economic value could reach trillions of dollars, assuming fusion technology becomes practical. This stuff could power nuclear fusion reactors, potentially lighting up Earth for centuries. Beyond helium-3, the moon is rich in titanium and aluminum, essential for aerospace, construction, and electronics. Lunar titanium concentrations are significantly higher than on Earth, especially in basaltic plains, and could be used to build habitats, spacecraft, or even launch infrastructure directly on the moon. The moon also contains rare earth elements, REs, like neodymium, yttrium, and cerium, critical for smartphones, electric vehicles, wind turbines, and military technologies. As global demand for these elements skyrockets, lunar mining could reduce Earth's supply chain tensions. Together, these resources position the moon not just as a scientific frontier, but as a future economic hub, fueling clean energy, advanced tech, and humanity's leap deeper into the solar system. Then there's water. Yep, actual H2O, locked in ice in the moon's polar craters, especially in permanently shadowed spots at the south and north poles. That ice can be turned into drinking water, oxygen, or even rocket fuel to gas up your lunar road trip. For power, the moon's polar highlands are a solar panel paradise, basking in near-constant sunlight. And those caves? They're not just cozy, they're VIP shelters, keeping you safe from meteorites and radiation. With all these goodies, it's no wonder experts are sounding the alarm. In 10 to 15 years, by the mid-2030s, the moon could be the hottest real estate in the solar system. Whoever snags its helium-3, water, and prime cave spots could rule the cosmic roost, maybe even call the shots back on Earth. Some folks are even whispering that the moon could be the next battlefield, with nations duking it out over lunar loot. Talk about a cosmic drama. Let's zoom in on the US's lunar quest with the Artemis program, kicked off by NASA in 2017. This isn't just Apollo 2.0. It's a plan to set up a lunar Airbnb for humanity and a launch pad to Mars. The US is teaming up with space pals like the European Space Agency, Japan's JAXA, Canada, and South Korea, which jumped aboard the Artemis Accords in 2021. South Korea's Danuri orbiter is already playing detective, mapping the moon's shadowy craters to pick the best landing spots. Artemis got rolling in November 2022 with Artemis I, an uncrewed joyride that tested the beastly Space Launch System rocket and Orion spacecraft. It zipped around the moon for 10 days, covering 60,000 kilometers and snagging juicy data. In April 2026, Artemis II will send 4 astronauts on a 10-day lunar orbit, making sure the tech doesn't glitch when humans are aboard. Later that year, Artemis III is set to steal the show, landing humans on the moon's south pole, first time since Apollo 17 in 1972. They're eyeing water-rich craters, and the crew might include some trailblazing faces, though recent debates over diversity goals have stirred the pot. By 2027, NASA's building the Lunar Gateway, a mini space station orbiting the moon, like a cosmic pit stop for science, snacks, and crew. Come the early 2030, Artemis plans to roll out a full-on lunar base with souped-up rovers, nuclear reactors for power, and laser comms to beam 4K moon vlogs back to Earth. SpaceX's Starship is the star of the show as the lunar lander, with Blue Origin pitching in too. This mix of NASA brains and private sector swagger is making Artemis a lean, mean, moon-conquering machine. But don't sleep on China. They're coming in hot with their Chang'e program, teamed up with Russia. China's already flexing hard. Chang'e 1 through 5 have orbited, landed rovers, and even brought moon rocks back home. Their big plan? An uncrewed lunar base by 2030 with a crewed one hot on its heels. They're gunning for the same lunar prizes as the US, helium-3 for fusion dreams and water at the South Pole for life support. China's got its eyes on becoming a cosmic energy titan, and they're not messing around. This sets up an epic US-China showdown. The lunar South Pole is like the VIP section of a galactic nightclub. Everyone wants in. Experts are nervous that this rivalry could heat up, turning the moon into a cosmic tug-of-war. By the 2030, fights over helium-3, water, or prime landing zones could feel like Cold War 2.0, but with lunar stakes. Some even warn the moon could be the next war zone as nations flex their space muscles. The moon race is so much more than science. It's about survival, riches, and bragging rights. Artemis and Chang'e are the West and East's dueling visions for space supremacy, and the next 10 to 15 years are crunch time. The moon's caves, water, and helium-3 will decide if we can hack it on Mars and push deeper into the solar system. Plus, the space economy could hit $1 trillion by the 2030, with the moon as its shiny centerpiece. Whoever nails lunar living will hold the keys to humanity's star-trekking future, on Earth and beyond. That's our wild ride through the lunar race. Hope you had a blast. If this cosmic adventure got you hyped, smash that subscribe button, drop a like, and ring the bell for more jets, rockets, and space shenanigans. Thanks for chilling with Singularity, and we'll catch you in the next one.